today we will be talking about reasoning. Okay. Reasoning is one type of reality thinking or thought. So it's basically your logical thinking, your reality thinking. Okay, you think about facts, you think about figures which are true. A person is able to systematically think and come to a conclusion with the help of logical reasoning. So whenever I give you facts, whenever I give you a problem, you try to think of it through reality, you try to think about that problem in a systematic way, and then you try to come to a particular solution for it, okay, through logical reasoning. According to Raber, reasoning is a type of logical and coherent thinking. So according to Raber, what is he? Reasoning is something that is logical, and it is something which is a constructive thinking. Coherent meaning constructive thinking. In a special way, reasoning is also a type of problem solving behavior where assumptions are verified in proper systematic manner and conclusions are drawn in a logical way. So what they are trying to say is that reasoning is also reasoning is also a way of solving problem, where you study a problem in a systematic way, you try to understand the problem in a systematic way, and you try to find a solution to that given problem using your logic, using your thinking, using your thought, and all these things are included in reasoning. For example, during your examination days, you are studying in the night. Suddenly, accidentally, the lamp or the tube light in your room shuts down. Now you are faced with two problems. First is, why did the lamp or tube light shut down, and second thing is how to make it work again so that one can resume studying. In your mind, you will start reasoning and thinking, and though there is no light in your room, but that is not the same in your neighbor's house, as the light is on. You will therefore go check your main switch to check out whether there is anything wrong with the fuse. But when you feel that the light in the rest of your room But when you feel that that is the light in the rest of your room in the house, then you come to a conclusion that that either there is something wrong with the lamp, or wrong with the lamp holder, or the switch is spoiled, or the starter of the tube light is spoiled. Thus, in this manner, you tend to reason in a systematic way and try to reach a conclusion. So here they have given you a problem wherein, let's say you are studying for exams at night and suddenly the light goes off. So you have two problem in front of you. One, that there is no light, okay, and second, you need to get your work done, you need to study, so you need to find a solution to this problem. So you realize that in your neighbor house there is light, so you go down to check the fuse of the light. Now you realize that the fuse of the light is okay, everybody else in the house has the light. So there can be two reasons why the light has gone. Either the bulb is spoiled, either the switch is spoiled, or either there's some technical error because of which the light is gone. So that is called logical reasoning. You are using your logic, you are using your mind in order to understand a particular problem and trying to solve that particular problem. Deductive and inductive reasoning. If you see a man running helter-skelter on railway platform, you are able to speculate in number of ways, like he is running to catch a train which is about to depart. It may be that he has come to see off his friend who is sitting in the train that is about to depart, or he has forgotten his bag in the train and would like to get it before the train leaves. So here they have given you an example that, let's say a man is running on a platform, okay, towards a train. So there are three things that can possibly happen. One, that he himself has to catch a train, he doesn't want to miss the train. Second is, maybe his friend is sitting in the train and he wants to go meet the friend. Or third, that maybe he's left the bag inside the train and he wants to get the bag before the train leaves. Therefore, one tends to reason in various ways to understand as to why person who was running on platform. There are two types of reasoning, deductive and inductive reasoning. Okay, so what they are saying is that this is through our reason that we try to understand why a man is running towards the train. So there are two types of reasoning. One is deductive reasoning and the other is inductive reasoning. So first we will talk about deductive reasoning. Deductive means conclusion. Conclusion meaning एक नतीजा ऊपर पहुँचूँ. Okay, gist, result or reward. Okay, it's a result, it's a reward, it's something that it's a conclusion. Okay, it's something that comes in the end. Okay, deductive reasoning is based on certain pre-assumptions on belief. So what they're trying to say is that deductive reasoning is something that is based on assumption એટલે guess કે maybe કોઈ એવી વસ્તુ જે આપણે પહેલેથી વિચારી રાખી છે. Okay, so it's based on pre-assumption meaning we have thought about it beforehand. Okay, like that, pre-assumption. With this type of reasoning, you come to conclusion with the things that you know or you have faith or that what is true. So in this type of reasoning, okay, what do? You come to a conclusion, you come to a result based on things that you know, based on your faith, based on time, and based on what things can be true. So you reach conclusion based on your faith, on your information that is available to you, and based on that you come to a particular conclusion. Therefore, deductive reasoning is based on general law based on which specific conclusion can be reached. So deductive reasoning is based on a law through which you can come to certain conclusion, you can come to certain result. Here we take help of hypothesis and make it a base to reach conclusion. Hypothesis is what? A statement is an assumption. Assumption એટલે guess કરવું. Let's say कि હું તમને એક મૂવીનો ટ્રેલર દેખાડું તો તમે મૂવીનો ટ્રેલર જોઈને શું કહેશો? મસ્ત છે યાર મૂવી, યાર હીરો કેટલો મસ્ત છે whatever. So that is an assumption. Assumption એટલે guess કરવું કે મૂવી બહુ સરસ હશે because ટ્રેલર સારું છે. So that is something that is hypothesis, where you make a guess, where you believe in something that this is the reason. Okay, so what they are trying to say is that based on whatever information you have, based on whatever facts and figures you have, you make hypothesis or you make an assumption. These hypotheses which help us to reach conclusion are known as conclusive hypothesis. So these hypotheses help us to reach conclusion, these hypotheses help us to reach results, and that is why they are called as conclusive hypothesis. Let us understand the previous example in the form of deductive reasoning. Okay, they have given you an example. People run on the platform when they are about to miss the train. Basic statement. Basic statement is what? Okay, why do people run on platform? To catch train. One person is running on the platform. Basic statement. Okay, basic statement is what? That one person is running on the platform because the person is about to miss the train. Okay, that is conclusive statement, wherein you are saying the man is running on the platform to catch the train because he is about to miss the train. Then that is a conclusive statement where you are saying that this is the reason why the man is running, this is the reason why he is running. So it's a conclusive statement, it's a proper statement, it's an assumption. If we try to assume in this manner, we are making a mistake, which is normally made by people during deductive reasoning, and that we merely assuming without knowing whether a basic statement or belief is true. So in our everyday life, we make lot of assumptions. Okay, let's say if a teacher has not come to class for 15 minutes, so you say, "Arey ma'am has not come to school, absent, let's enjoy." So that is assumption. Okay, again you are making a guess, your assumption, you are not sure, you don't know whether it's true or not, you have not checked it. So sometimes when you do that, you make a mistake. So what happens after 15 minutes, ma'am has not come, yeah, let's have fun, let's make noise, and then suddenly the teacher comes. So you tend to make mistakes, okay, through deductive reasoning. If the basic information or statement is not true, then the conclusion which we will drive will be wrong. So let's say whatever information, whatever knowledge, whatever facts you have is not true or it's false, then the assumption you make will also be wrong. There is also a possibility that people may be running on platform for some other reason. You can see the deductive reasoning in adjoining figure. So what they have tried to say is that there can be many reasons why people are running on the platform. Okay, maybe they are running on the platform because they have to remove the luggage from the train. Okay, or it can be any reason. So there can be many reasons to it. So unless and until you don't have proper facts, you don't have proper figures, you cannot make a deductive reasoning. If you do, you will make a mistake. Next is inductive reasoning. Whenever reasoning is based on special facts and observation, it's called inductive reasoning. So whenever you reason based on special facts, special figures, then it is called as inductive reasoning. That means based on facts and basic statement, general conclusion is derived, which is inductive reason or logic. So based on facts, based on the information that you have, you make conclusions which are called as inductive reasoning, which is purely based on logic. Okay, this is purely based on logic. Most of the scientists resort to inductive type of reasoning. People who are studying science, people who are doing research, people who are finding things indulge in inductive reasoning. Scientists very methodologically note down the examples from different places at different times. You will find that in all these examples certain characteristics will be present. They will never find any exception. Based on they find that people belonging to particular category will have some same characteristics. So what they are trying to tell us over here is that scientists who are there, let us say that they are doing research on people, or they are trying to understand people. So they will not do research only on one set of people. They will do research on every set of people, and they will find out that okay, these are the characteristics which people have, these are the features which people have. For example, let us say કે કોરોના ની વેક્સિન આવી હતી, રાઈટ? સો પહેલાં એનું ટેસ્ટિંગ થયું phase 1 માં, phase 2 માં, phase 3 માં. તો સાયન્ટિસ્ટે જોયું કે કેટલા ફેઝમાં કેટલા લોકોમાં આ મેડિસિન આ વેક્સિન કામ કરે છે, કયા કેરેક્ટરિસ્ટિક્સ છે. Okay, all these things they try to see. So scientists indulge in that, okay, wherein they study lot of people at one time, okay, and they then group the people by saying that okay, this particular type of people have these characteristics. Okay, for example, Chung Fung is a Chinese man, has oriented features. Okay, oriented meaning Chung Fung is a Chinese traveler. Since he is Chinese, so his features are different. Dio Leung is Chinese woman and has oriented features. So there is another woman whose name is Dung Fung. She is a Chinese woman and has special features. Hu Hangho is a Chinese man and has oriented features. So Hu Chung is another Chinese man who has special features. Cao Mao is a Chinese man and has special features. Oriented features meaning alag features, which discriminates us that okay, this is a Chinese, this is an Indian, this is an American, this is British. Okay, like that. Chow Mao is a Chinese man and has oriented features. Okay, therefore all Chinese have oriented features, because people studied so many people and they saw that okay, all Chinese people have special features like this eyes, flat nose, okay, straight hair. So these are the features of Chinese people. So if you want to find out the feature of Chinese people, so it's not key you are going to look at 2 or 3 or 4 Chinese people. You are going to look at 400, 500, 600 Chinese people and then come out with a conclusion that these are the characteristics of a Chinese person. From the above example and discussion, we can come to a conclusion that reasoning is a process that leads to conclusion from which information has gathered and analyzed. So from this, what do we come to know? That we look at people, we understand people, and based on whatever information we have, we use it logically and then come to a particular conclusion or a result. Here one thing has to be kept in mind, that inductive is a type of reasoning which, though based on observation and facts from deriving conclusion, cannot be considered as ultimate truth. So obviously what they are trying to say, that inductive reasoning is based on facts, is based on figures, is based on observation, but it's not proven that inductive reasoning is 100% true or gives us 100% result. It may be in some Chinese people who are not Orientals. If under special statement all statements are true, then universal conclusion statement will remain ultimately true. If we drop a brick from top, it will come down. If we drop a stone from top, it will come down. If we drop a marble from top, it will come down. If we drop a mobile from top, it will come down. Therefore, when we drop the objects from the top, they will come down, which is a universal truth or statement. Therefore, when we drop all the objects from top, they will come down. Okay. So these are based on observation.